Prostitution is the trade of sex or sexual acts for money. It is known to be one of the world's oldest professions, dating back to 2400 BC. Prostitution is legal in many different countries. It is known to be connected with sex and human trafficking, gangs, drugs, violence and abuse, and power and control. Prostitution is illegal in all but one state in the U.S., Nevada. It should be illegal in all states and other countries as well because women should maintain self-respect, sustain their safety, and conserve their health. Rachel Moran is a woman who was a prostitute for several years. She published a book in 2013 about her experiences. In an article extract of her book, she stated that she lost her connectedness to herself, time, her respectability, as well as other major parts that everyone needs to be their best spiritually. Loss is a deleterious word and is even worse when it comes to self-worth, because self-worth is an important factor of mental health and well-being. Through prostitution, men get introduced to the mindset that women are items to be sold, bought, used, and discarded because that is how prostitution works. Aurora Dios, who wrote an article about prostitution and trafficking, suggested that the mindset is shown through the actions of males towards females, sexual violence, sexual harassment, and even rape. It gives males the wrong idea that it is okay for them to do whatever they want to the body of women and money will make it okay. Women and their bodies should not be seen as products or has the same value of money because it paints the illusion to men that women are not as human beings as men are, but merely just a tool needed for sexual release, as stated by Moran. Farley, a researcher, activist, and psychologist, proclaims in an article that in Norway, 73% were exposed to acts of violence, physical assaults, rapes, confinement, and threats of murder. The remaining 27% spoke of the extreme violence which had victimized their friends. The dangers of prostitution is emphasized because of the imperil of safety, hence the rapes, threats, physical assault claims by the sex workers only in Norway. This is detrimental to the well-being of women in the industry, which is why it should not be permitted in any way. In 2007, the city Zurich in Switzerland initiated drive-in sex boxes. It seemed like a well-grounded idea with there being an emergency exit and alarm for the sex workers, but it had to be shut down after being overtaken and controlled by gangs in 2011. Sex being sold has many ways it can go wrong, even with it being legalized, because not everyone will do what is right. There are many negative mental effects of being part of an industry revolving around sex: depression, PTSD, and STDs. Depression is usually, but not only, an effect of years of abuse and exploitation. It can eliminate the physical and mental well-being of a person. If laws were changed in not only Nevada, but in other countries as well, more women would be living better lives. Women are more likely than not to get HIV, which was concluded in the International Study of STDs and AIDS, presented by a 1998 study. Demolishing prostitution around the world could aid in a decrease in these diseases in the future, which is very beneficial. Money is a big part of living, and for this reason, many believe that selling sex should be okay for money, since it can be the only form of income for some people. Being a prostitute sets a bad example for children. Michael Hemmingson, an author of the book about the life of prostitutes, provides a quote by an arrested prostitute. She said,
"I had a lot of friends and family that were out there, stripping and things like that. Some had pimps and had nice things, and I was trying to get nice things too."
It is wiser to set a good example. Prostitution is commonly connected with human trafficking, which includes children. These deranged establishments are putting children who are the future in danger. Professor Cho states that, on average, countries where prostitution is legal experience larger reported human trafficking inflows. This is bad, considering the fact that human trafficking is kidnapping but with slavery. Though it is true that money is needed for food, shelter, clothes, and other necessities, the welfare and tranquility of women and children are not worth money and the disruption of their safety, life, and health. Not everything can, or in this case should, be bought, and it's time for it to be registered in our minds.